Hello, beautiful soul. I'm so glad you're here with me today. There's something very special about this moment we're sharing together, and I want you to know that your presence here is no accident. You've been called to this message because you're ready for something magnificent to shift in your life. You're ready to understand the real secret behind manifestation, and I'm here to share it with you with all the love in my heart. I know you've probably tried many different approaches to bring your dreams into reality. Maybe you've written lists, created vision boards, repeated affirmations, and yet something still feels like it's missing. Perhaps you felt frustrated, wondering why some people seem to manifest effortlessly while you're still waiting for your breakthrough. If this resonates with you, please know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You haven't been doing anything incorrectly. You've simply been missing one crucial piece of understanding that changes everything. Today, I want to share with you something that will shift your entire relationship with manifestation. This isn't about learning another technique or following a complicated process. This is about understanding a simple truth that once you really get it, will transform how you experience every single day of your life. You don't need to wait weeks, months, or years to see changes. The transformation begins the moment you truly understand what I'm about to share with you. The beautiful thing about this truth is that it's been available to you all along. It's not hidden in some ancient text or secret teaching. It's right here, right now, waiting for you to recognize it. And once you do, you'll wonder how you ever missed something so simple and so powerful. Your life is about to change in the most wonderful way, and it starts with letting go of everything you think you know about how manifestation works. You see, we've been taught to think of manifestation as something that happens to us, something external that we have to wait for. We've been told that we need to send our desires out into the universe and then patiently wait for them to come back to us. But what if I told you that this entire approach has been keeping you stuck in a cycle of wanting and waiting? What if the very act of waiting for your manifestations is actually pushing them further away? The truth that I want to share with you today is this: manifestation doesn't happen in some future moment when everything finally comes together. Manifestation is happening right now, in this very instant, in the most intimate space you'll ever know, your own consciousness. You don't have to wait for anything external to change, because the real manifestation, the one that matters most, happens the moment you shift your inner experience. This is where most people get confused. They think manifestation is about getting things, having experiences, or changing their circumstances. But manifestation is actually about becoming the person who naturally has, experiences, and lives in those circumstances. It's about aligning your inner world so completely with your desire that it becomes impossible for your outer world not to reflect it back to you. Think about it this way. When you're truly happy, do you need someone to hand you happiness? When you're feeling peaceful, do you need to go searching for peace? Of course not. These experiences arise from within you, and once they're alive in your inner world, they naturally express themselves in your outer experience. This is exactly how manifestation works with everything else in your life. The reason why manifestation can feel so elusive is because we've been trained to look for evidence in our physical world before we allow ourselves to feel the reality of our desires. We say things like, "I'll believe it when I see it," but the universe operates on the opposite principle. The universe responds to what you believe and feel first, then provides the physical evidence to match that inner reality. This is the one truth that changes everything. Your inner world is the creative force behind your entire life experience. Every single thing that shows up in your physical reality was first alive in someone's consciousness. Every invention, every relationship, every experience of abundance or limitation began as a thought, a feeling, an inner knowing that then expressed itself in the world. When you understand this truth deeply, You realize that you don't have to wait for anything to change externally before you can experience what you desire. You can experience it right now, in this moment, by aligning your thoughts, feelings, and inner experience with what you want to create. And when you do this consistently, the physical world has no choice but to reorganize itself to match your inner reality. This is why some people seem to manifest so effortlessly. They're not doing anything magical or special. They're simply living from the inner experience of already having what they desire. They're not waiting for permission from the outside world to feel abundant, loved, successful, or peaceful. They've given themselves permission to experience these states right now, regardless of what their current circumstances might suggest. Your inner world is not just a reflection of what's happening around you. It's the creative force that determines what happens around you. This is perhaps the most empowering truth you'll ever understand, because it means you have complete control over your experience of life, regardless of what's happening in the external world. When I talk about your inner world, I'm referring to the landscape of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and energy. This inner landscape is incredibly real and incredibly powerful. It's where you spend every moment of your life, and it's the source from which everything in your external experience flows. Most people don't realize that their inner world is their real world because they've been taught to focus almost exclusively on external circumstances. But here's what's fascinating. Your body doesn't know the difference between something that's happening in your external reality and something that's happening in your inner reality. When you think about something that makes you happy, your body releases the same chemicals as if that happy thing were actually happening right now. When you worry about something that might happen in the future, your body responds with stress as if that feared event were happening in this moment. This mind-body connection is the key to understanding how manifestation really works. Your thoughts and feelings aren't just abstract mental activities, they're creative forces that directly influence your physical experience. Every thought you think sends a signal through your nervous system. Every emotion you feel creates a chemical response in your body, and all of this inner activity radiates out from you as energy, influencing everything and everyone around you. This is why two people can be in the exact same external situation and have completely different experiences. One person might be worried about money while sitting in a beautiful restaurant, feeling stressed and unable to enjoy the moment. Another person might be celebrating a small victory while eating a simple meal at home, feeling wealthy and abundant. The external circumstances are vastly different, but the inner experience determines the quality of life each person is actually living. Your inner world is also where all possibilities exist simultaneously. In your consciousness, you can be successful, abundant, loved, healthy, and peaceful right now. You don't have to wait for these experiences to show up externally before you can begin living them internally. In fact, living them internally first is exactly what calls them into your external experience. This is where the magic happens. When you begin to consciously choose your inner experience, when you begin to live from the feeling of your desires being fulfilled, you start radiating a completely different energy. People sense this shift in you, even if they can't explain what's different. Opportunities that seemed impossible suddenly become available. Resources appear that weren't there before. Solutions to problems emerge naturally. The beautiful thing about your inner world is that it's completely under your control. No one else can think your thoughts for you. No one else can feel your feelings. No one else can choose your beliefs or direct your energy. This inner realm belongs entirely to you, and what you do with it determines everything about your life experience. This is also why manifestation works so much faster than most people realize. You don't have to wait for the physical world to rearrange itself before you can experience what you desire. You can experience it immediately by choosing to align your inner world with your vision. And once you're living from that aligned inner state, the physical manifestation becomes inevitable. It's not a matter of if, but when and how. Understanding your inner world as your real world also explains why traditional goal setting often feels so empty or frustrating. When you set goals based purely on external achievements, you're essentially saying that your happiness, peace, or sense of success depends on something outside of yourself. But when you understand that all of these experiences arise from within, you realize that you can have them right now, regardless of your current circumstances. This doesn't mean that external manifestations aren't important or meaningful. They absolutely are. But they become expressions of your inner state rather than requirements for your inner state. You celebrate them when they arrive, but you don't depend on them for your sense of well-being or worth. This shift in understanding changes everything about how you approach your desires. Instead of asking, "How can I get what I want?" you start asking, "How can I become the kind of person who naturally has what I want?" Instead of focusing on when your manifestation will arrive, you focus on how you can embody the energy of already having it. This subtle shift in perspective creates a completely different energetic signature, and the universe responds accordingly. Now that you understand your inner world is where all creation begins, let's look at one of the biggest obstacles that keeps people stuck in the waiting game. There's a particular kind of thinking that acts like an invisible barrier between you and your manifestations, and once you recognize it, you'll never fall into this trap again. This obstacle is what I call someday thinking, and it's probably the most common reason why beautiful, capable people like you end up feeling frustrated with manifestation. Someday thinking sounds innocent enough. It shows up in thoughts like, "Someday I'll have enough money to feel secure," or "Someday I'll meet the right person and feel truly loved," or "Someday I'll find my purpose and feel fulfilled." On the surface, these thoughts seem hopeful and positive, but underneath, they carry a very different message. They're telling your subconscious mind that the experiences you desire belong to some future version of yourself, not the person you are right now. The problem with someday thinking is that it trains your mind to always place your happiness, security, love, and fulfillment just out of reach. Every time you tell yourself that you'll feel abundant when you have more money, you're actually reinforcing the belief that abundance is something you lack right now. Every time you say you'll feel worthy when you achieve a certain goal, you're confirming to your deeper mind that you're not worthy in this moment. This pattern is incredibly sneaky because it masquerades as motivation and hope. You think you're being positive by focusing on a better future, but you're actually programming yourself to never arrive at that better future. Why? Because no matter what shows up in your external reality, if your internal programming says that fulfillment is always someday, you'll automatically move the goalpost and find new reasons why someday hasn't arrived yet. The most heartbreaking part about someday thinking is that it causes you to miss the magic that's available to you right now. While you're waiting for external conditions to change so you can finally feel the way you want to feel, life is passing by. Opportunities for joy, connection, creativity, and growth are presenting themselves constantly, but someday thinking keeps you focused on what's missing instead of what's already here. Time, as it relates to manifestation, doesn't work the way most people think it does. We've been conditioned to believe that manifestation follows a linear timeline. First, you plant the seed, then you water it, then you wait patiently, and eventually it grows into what you desire. But consciousness doesn't operate in linear time. In your inner world, you can step into the experience of having your desire fulfilled right now, in this very moment. When you shift from someday thinking to present moment creation, something miraculous happens. You stop waiting for permission from external circumstances to feel abundant, loved, successful, or peaceful. You give yourself permission to experience these states immediately, simply by choosing to align your thoughts and feelings with them. And when you consistently live from these elevated states, you become a magnet for experiences that match your inner reality. Breaking free from someday thinking requires you to catch yourself in the act. Start noticing when you place conditions on your happiness or well-being. Notice when you tell yourself that you'll feel better when something changes in your external world. These thoughts aren't wrong or bad. They're just habits that you can choose to transform once you become aware of them. Instead of waiting for your circumstances to improve before you allow yourself to feel good, you can choose to feel good now and let your improved circumstances flow from that elevated state. Instead of waiting to feel abundant until you have more money, you can choose to feel abundant now and let that abundance express itself in countless ways, including financially. This is the shift from future-focused to present moment creation, and it changes everything. Now let me guide you through an experience that will help you feel your manifestation power immediately. This isn't just theory or philosophy. This is about giving you a direct experience of how quickly your energy can shift when you align your inner world with your desires. I want you to feel this for yourself so you know without any doubt that you have the power to create change right now. Close your eyes gently, or if you prefer to keep them open, simply soften your gaze. Take a slow, deep breath and allow your body to relax. Feel yourself settling into this moment, letting go of any tension or worry you might be carrying. There's nowhere else you need to be right now except right here with me. Now, I want you to think about something you've been wanting to manifest in your life. It might be more financial abundance, a loving relationship, better health, a fulfilling career, or anything else that feels important to you. Don't worry about how it will happen or when it will arrive. Just bring this desire gently into your awareness. As you think about this desire, I want you to notice what usually happens in your mind. You might start thinking about all the reasons why you don't have it yet, or all the things that would need to change for it to become real. You might feel a sense of longing or even frustration. This is completely normal, and there's nothing wrong with these thoughts and feelings. Just notice them without judgment. Now let's try something different. Instead of focusing on the absence of what you desire, I want you to step into the feeling of already having it. Don't worry about whether this feels realistic or logical. This is an exercise in expanding your capacity to experience different states of being. If your desire is financial abundance, how would you feel right now if you knew, without any doubt, that you were completely financially secure? Not just that you would be someday, but that you already are. Let that feeling wash over you. Notice how your body responds to this sense of security and abundance. If your desire is love, how would you feel in this moment if you were surrounded by deep, unconditional love? Not just from one person, but from life itself. Allow yourself to feel cherished, appreciated, and completely accepted just as you are. Notice the warmth and peace that comes with feeling truly loved. If your desire is health and vitality, how would you feel right now if your body was functioning perfectly, if you had abundant energy, if you felt strong and alive in every cell? Don't analyze whether this is currently true. Just step into the experience of feeling vibrantly healthy and full of life force. Whatever your desire is, spend a few moments really inhabiting the feeling of already having it. This isn't about pretending or trying to convince yourself of something that isn't true. This is about expanding your emotional range and giving yourself permission to experience states of being that you usually reserve for some future time. As you rest in this feeling, notice what happens to your energy. Notice if your breathing changes, if your posture shifts, if there's a lightness or expansion in your chest. Pay attention to the subtle but very real changes happening in your body and your overall sense of being. This is your manifestation power in action. This is what it feels like when your inner world aligns with your desires. Now, while you're still connected to this elevated feeling, I want you to look at your current circumstances through this new lens. Instead of seeing what's wrong or missing, see what's already working in your life. See the abundance that's already present, the love that's already here, the opportunities that are already available. From this elevated state, your entire world looks different. This is the shift that changes everything. You're not waiting for your external world to change before you allow yourself to feel good. You're choosing to feel good first, and from that place, you're able to see possibilities and resources that were invisible to you before. This is how you become a magnet for what you desire, not by needing it, but by embodying the energy of already having it. The language you use, both in your mind and when you speak, is one of the most powerful tools you have for manifestation. Words aren't just sounds or symbols. They're creative forces that shape your inner experience and consequently, your outer reality. When you change the way you speak about your desires and yourself, you literally rewire your consciousness to operate from a different set of possibilities. Most people unknowingly use language that reinforces lack and limitation. They say things like, "I want more money," "I need a better job," or "I hope I'll find love someday." While these statements might seem harmless, they actually program your subconscious mind to experience wanting, needing, and hoping rather than having, being, and knowing. The word want comes from a root word that means lacking. Every time you say "I want," you're actually affirming that you lack something. The word need suggests desperation and insufficiency. When you say "I need," you're positioning yourself as someone who doesn't have what's required for happiness or well-being. The word hope implies uncertainty and doubt. When you say "I hope," you're acknowledging that you're not sure if what you desire will actually come to pass. Now, none of this means you should judge yourself for using these words. We all learn to speak this way because this is how most people around us speak. But once you understand the creative power of language, you can begin to choose words that support your manifestations rather than undermining them. Instead of saying, "I want more money," try saying, "I am attracting abundance into my life," or "money flows to me easily and frequently." Instead of "I need a better job," try, "I am open to the perfect career opportunity," or "My ideal work is finding me now." Instead of "I hope I'll find love," try, "I am worthy of deep, meaningful love," or "Love is all around me and within me." This isn't about lying to yourself or denying your current circumstances. This is about speaking from the place where your desire is already fulfilled, rather than from the place where it's absent. When you consistently use language that assumes your good is already on its way to you, you train your mind to look for evidence of that good rather than evidence of its absence. The most powerful words in manifestation language are "I am" and "I have." These words carry tremendous creative force because they speak from a place of being and having rather than wanting and needing. When you say, "I am abundant," you're not making a statement about your bank account. You're claiming the state of abundance as part of your identity. When you say, "I have everything I need," you're programming your mind to recognize the abundance that's already present in your life. True affirmations aren't about repeating words that feel empty or untrue. They're about finding statements that feel authentic and empowering to you personally. The best affirmations are the ones that make you feel a little taller, a little more confident, a little more aligned with who you really are. They should feel like coming home to yourself rather than trying to convince yourself of something you don't believe. Start paying attention to how different words and phrases make you feel. Notice which statements create expansion and lightness in your body, and which ones create contraction or resistance. Your body is always giving you feedback about whether your words are supporting your highest good or working against it. When you speak as if your manifestation is already real, you're not being delusional, you're being creative. You're using the power of language to step into the energy of your fulfilled desire. And from that energy, you naturally take actions and make choices that align with what you want to create. This is how language becomes a bridge between your current reality and your desired reality. Creating a daily rhythm that supports your manifestation consciousness is one of the most loving gifts you can give yourself. This isn't about adding more tasks to your already busy life. It's about weaving moments of intentional alignment throughout your day so that living from your desires becomes as natural as breathing. When you create this gentle rhythm, you're essentially training yourself to default to manifestation consciousness rather than having to work hard to get there. Your morning is the most precious time for setting your energetic tone for the entire day. Before the world starts making demands on your attention, before you check your phone or dive into your to-do list, you have a beautiful opportunity to consciously choose the energy you want to carry with you. This doesn't require hours of meditation or complex rituals, just a few minutes of intentional connection with yourself and your desires. When you first wake up, before you even get out of bed, take a moment to feel grateful for the simple miracle of being alive in this new day. Feel appreciation for your body that carried you safely through the night, for the roof over your head, for the breath moving through your lungs. This gratitude immediately shifts you into a receiving frequency, opening you up to notice and attract more good throughout your day. Then, while you're still in that soft, receptive state, gently bring your manifestation to mind. Don't think about it as something you're trying to make happen. Think about it as something that's already unfolding perfectly. Feel the joy and excitement of knowing that this new day is bringing you closer to your heart's desires. Let yourself feel lucky and blessed to be living such an abundant, love-filled life. If it feels natural to you, you might speak a simple intention into the quiet morning air. Something like, "Today I am open to miracles," or "This day brings me everything I need," or "I am grateful for all the good that is flowing to me now." Let the words come from your heart rather than your head, and notice how they make you feel as you speak them. As you move through your morning routine, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, preparing breakfast, see if you can maintain that sense of anticipation and gratitude. This is what I mean by living in manifestation consciousness. You're not separate from your desires, waiting for them to arrive. You're already in relationship with them, already experiencing the joy and fulfillment they bring to your life. Throughout your day, whenever you think of your manifestation, practice feeling thankful for it as if it's already here. When you're stuck in traffic, instead of feeling frustrated, you might think, "I'm so grateful for the abundance that's flowing to me right now." When you're waiting in line at the store, instead of feeling impatient, you might think, "I love how perfectly everything is working out for me." This isn't about being positive all the time or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to default to appreciation and trust rather than worry and control. When difficult emotions arise, honor them completely. Feel what you need to feel, and then gently guide yourself back to alignment when you're ready. Your evening practice is just as important as your morning one, but it serves a different purpose. While your morning practice sets your intention for the day, your evening practice seals your gratitude and releases any resistance you might have picked up along the way. This is your time to acknowledge how much good actually showed up in your day, even if it wasn't in the exact form you expected. Before you go to sleep, take a few minutes to mentally review your day from the perspective of appreciation. What went well? What made you smile? What small signs of your manifestation did you notice? Maybe someone complimented you. Maybe you found a penny on the sidewalk. Maybe you heard a song that made your heart sing. These aren't coincidences. They're evidence that the universe is constantly conspiring in your favor. As you're falling asleep, let your last conscious thoughts be of gratitude for your manifestation as if it's already complete. Feel the deep satisfaction and peace that comes with knowing that everything is working out perfectly for you. Let yourself drift off to sleep, wrapped in this feeling of fulfillment and trust. One of the most important things to understand about manifestation is the delicate balance between caring deeply about your desires and holding them lightly at the same time. This might seem contradictory at first, but it's actually the key to allowing your manifestations to flow to you with ease and grace. When you can desire something fully while simultaneously releasing your attachment to exactly how and when it shows up, you create the perfect conditions for miracles. Attachment, in the context of manifestation, is when you become so fixated on a specific outcome that you close yourself off to other possibilities. It's when you decide that your happiness depends entirely on getting exactly what you think you want, exactly when you think you should have it. While this intensity of desire can be powerful, it can also create resistance that actually pushes your manifestation away. True detachment doesn't mean you stop caring about your desires or that you become passive about creating change in your life. It means you care so deeply about your well-being that you're willing to trust that the universe might have something even better in store for you than what you originally imagined. It means you're open to receiving your good in unexpected ways and at unexpected times. Think about it this way. When you're desperately trying to force a door open that seems to be stuck, you often miss the window that's wide open right next to you. When you're rigidly attached to one specific path to your manifestation, you might miss the easier, more joyful path that's trying to reveal itself to you. Releasing attachment doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means trusting that there are infinite ways for your dreams to come true. The universe has a much broader perspective than we do. While you might be focused on manifesting a specific job, the universe might be orchestrating something that leads to an even better career opportunity. While you might be trying to manifest a particular relationship, the universe might be preparing you for a love that exceeds your wildest expectations. When you release attachment to the how and when, you allow space for magic to happen. This doesn't mean you become passive or stop taking inspired action. It means you take action from a place of joy and excitement rather than fear and desperation. You follow your intuition, you pursue opportunities that feel good to you, and you stay open to guidance and synchronicities. But you don't grip so tightly to your plans that you miss the gifts the universe is trying to give you. Trusting divine timing is one of the most challenging but ultimately liberating aspects of conscious manifestation. When you truly understand that everything is always working out for your highest good, even when you can't see how, you can relax into the process and enjoy the journey rather than just focusing on the destination. Even with all this understanding about manifestation, there will be times when doubt creeps in, when old fears resurface, or when external circumstances shake your confidence. This is completely normal and human. What matters is not whether these challenging moments arise, but how quickly you can recognize them and gently guide yourself back to alignment. Having a toolkit of simple, effective techniques can make all the difference during these times. When you notice doubt starting to take over your thoughts, the first thing to do is pause and take a deep breath. Doubt feeds on mental momentum, so the simple act of stopping and breathing consciously can immediately begin to shift your energy. Place your hand on your heart and remind yourself that it's safe to believe in your dreams. it's safe to expect good things, and it's safe to trust in your own power to create positive change. One of the most effective instant energy shifters is to immediately focus on something you're genuinely grateful for in your current life. This doesn't have to be something huge or dramatic. It could be the fact that you have clean water to drink, that you have a comfortable place to sleep, or that you have people in your life who care about you. Gratitude instantly shifts your vibration from lack to abundance, from fear to love, from separation to connection. Another powerful tool is to ask yourself a simple question. What if everything is actually working out perfectly for me right now? This question opens your mind to possibilities you might not have considered. Maybe that job rejection was protecting you from a situation that wouldn't have made you happy. Maybe that relationship ending was making space for something much better to enter your life. Maybe the delay you're experiencing is actually perfect timing in ways you don't yet understand. When you're feeling overwhelmed by negative thoughts, try the simple practice of mentally listing 5 things that are going well in your life right now. They can be as basic as, my body is healthy, I have food to eat, the sun is shining, I have a roof over my head, and I'm breathing easily. This practice immediately redirects your attention from what's wrong to what's right, and from there, you can begin to rebuild your positive momentum. Physical movement is also incredibly effective for shifting stuck energy. When doubt or fear feels heavy in your body, try dancing to a song you love, going for a walk in nature, or even just stretching for a few minutes. Your emotional state and your physical state are intimately connected, so changing one immediately influences the other. If you're someone who enjoys written reflection, keep a small notebook where you can write down evidence of your manifestations in progress. This might include small synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, kind words from others, or moments when you felt particularly aligned and positive. When doubt arises, you can read through these notes and remind yourself that the universe is indeed responding to your energy and intentions. The most important thing to understand about these challenging moments is that they're not evidence that manifestation isn't working. They're actually part of the process. As you begin to shift into new levels of abundance, love, or success, old patterns and beliefs naturally come up to be healed and released. Instead of seeing doubt as a problem, you can see it as a sign that you're growing and expanding beyond your previous limitations. As we come to the close of our time together, I want you to know that everything we've explored today isn't just beautiful theory. It's your new reality waiting to be claimed. You now understand that manifestation isn't a distant goal you have to strive toward. It's a present moment experience that's available to you right now. You've learned that your inner world is the creative force behind everything that shows up in your outer world, and that you have complete sovereignty over this inner realm. You've discovered how to break free from someday thinking and step into present moment creation. You've experienced firsthand how quickly your energy can shift when you align your consciousness with your desires. You've learned a new language of manifestation that supports your dreams rather than undermining them. You've been given a simple daily rhythm that will keep you connected to your manifesting power, and you've learned how to maintain your alignment even when challenges arise. But most importantly, you've been reminded of a truth that lives at the very core of your being. You are not separate from the creative force of the universe. You are not a victim of circumstances beyond your control. You are not powerless to change your life experience. You are a magnificent creative being with unlimited potential to express joy, abundance, love, and fulfillment in your life. Everything you need to transform your life is already within you. Every resource, every capability, every ounce of wisdom and strength you need is part of your essential nature. The only thing that has ever stood between you and the life of your dreams is the belief that you needed to be different than you are, or have something more than you have before you could claim your good. Today marks the end of that old story. Today you step into the truth of who you really are, a powerful creator who manifests through love, not struggle, through alignment, not force, through trust, not fear. Your life is about to become a beautiful reflection of your highest vision for yourself, not because you've learned to manipulate external circumstances, but because you've remembered how to live from the truth of your own magnificence. As you move forward from this moment, carry with you the deep knowing that you are worthy of every good thing you desire. You don't need to earn your happiness, prove your value, or wait for permission to live the life that makes your heart sing. Your desires exist because you're meant to fulfill them. Your dreams are calling to you because they're meant to come true. I encourage you to be gentle with yourself as you practice these new ways of being. Change happens gradually, one moment at a time, one choice at a time. Celebrate every small shift, every moment of alignment, every instance when you choose love over fear or trust over doubt. These moments add up to create the magnificent transformation that's already beginning in your life. Take a moment right now to feel into the energy of your new beginning. Feel the excitement of knowing that your life is about to become more beautiful than you ever imagined. Feel the deep peace that comes with understanding your own creative power. Feel the love that surrounds you always, supporting you, guiding you, and celebrating every step of your journey. Your new life starts now, beautiful soul. Not tomorrow, not when conditions improve, not when you feel more ready. Right now, in this very moment, you are stepping into your power as a conscious creator. The universe is waiting to support you. Life is ready to surprise you with its generosity, and your heart knows exactly how to guide you toward everything you've ever wanted. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that everything is working out perfectly for you, even when you can't see how. You are loved beyond measure, supported beyond what you can imagine, and capable of creating magic in your life starting right now. This is your time, dear one. This is your moment. Welcome to your new life.